It wouldn't be a stretch to say that the trilogy match between Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier was easily the most anticipated fight of the year, and quite frankly, one of the biggest fights in UFC history. This was also arguably McGregor's most important fight to date, as many considered this to be a make-or-break moment for the Irish superstar. Unfortunately, things did not play out how anyone expected. So, for this video, we've decided to do a brief recap of UFC 264 and go over the results for both the co-main and main events. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Now, without further ado, let's take a look at what happened at UFC 264. First, we'll be taking a look at the co-main event, which featured Stephen "Wonderboy" Thompson taking on Gilbert Burns in a high-stakes welterweight bout. Prior to the fight, Gilbert Burns was coming off a third-round knockout loss to welterweight champion Kamaru Usman. As such, he was eager to get back into the win column and move one step closer to earning another title shot. Meanwhile, Stephen Thompson had picked up 2 dominant wins against some of the division's hottest prospects and put himself right back into the title mix. While Dana White had made it clear that Colby Covington was next in line to challenge for the welterweight title, the winner of this fight would undoubtedly solidify their spot as one of the top contenders in the division. Although Wonderboy is typically good at keeping his opponents at a distance, Gilbert Burns managed to close the gap early and ultimately secure a takedown midway through the first round. Still, Stephen Thompson was able to find some success in the stand-up and even appeared to hurt Gilbert Burns on a couple of occasions. That said, Gilbert's grappling offense ultimately proved to be the difference maker in the fight, earning him a hard-fought unanimous decision victory to put himself back in the win column. Following the bout, Gilbert Burns made it clear that he wanted to face off against Jorge Masvidal next, although a matchup against Leon Edwards wouldn't be a bad option either. Up next is, of course, the main event, which featured a highly anticipated trilogy bout between the #1 ranked Dustin Poirier and former 2-division champion Conor McGregor. As most fans well know, Dustin Poirier and Conor McGregor had plenty of history heading into UFC 264. The two initially met at UFC 178 back in 2014, where the notorious one scored a first-round TKO to earn the win. Fast forward 7 years, and the two had set themselves up for a very lucrative rematch at UFC 257. After a competitive first round, the Diamond was able to earn his revenge with a second-round TKO, evening the series at 1 win apiece and setting the stage for a third and final rubber match between the two. Unlike their second meeting, which saw plenty of mutual respect, the lead-up to their trilogy was filled with heated moments, the majority of which was generated by McGregor.
Tomorrow night I'm gonna make this man pay with his life, and I mean it. You're dead in that octagon tomorrow night.
Unsurprisingly, the stakes for this fight were at an all-time high, not only in terms of title implications, but also for both of their legacies. For Poirier, this fight was about validation and proving that their second meeting wasn't a fluke. For McGregor, it was about correcting his loss to Poirier and reminding the world that he's still capable of competing at the highest level. Unfortunately for both parties, no one got the conclusive ending that they wanted. During the opening moments of the fight, Conor came out aggressive and tagged Poirier with some devastating kicks to the leg. Soon enough, Poirier came firing back with some solid shots of his own, before taking McGregor down to the canvas and unleashing some vicious ground and pound, which continued for the majority of the fight. Unfortunately, as the two stood up in the closing moments of round 1, Conor appeared to break his ankle while attempting a punch, falling back against the cage and ultimately forcing the end of the fight via doctor stoppage. While it was technically a TKO win for Dustin Poirier, it was undoubtedly an unsatisfying ending to one of the biggest rivalries in MMA history. Whether the two run it back or move on to another opponent remains to be seen. That said, it's clear that McGregor will be campaigning for another fight to settle the score. Whatever the case, it's undeniable that the bad blood between them remains as strong as ever.
Do you feel like the rivalry is over, or do you feel like...
No, we are going to fight again, whether it's in the octagon or on the sidewalk. You don't say the stuff he said.
This is not over. If I have to take this outside with him, it's all outside. I don't give a...
As for what's next for Dustin Poirier, it'll most likely be another fight with McGregor, or a title fight against lightweight champion Charles Oliveira. As for McGregor, if he doesn't get another shot at Poirier, perhaps a trilogy fight with Nate Diaz would be a good option. Only time will tell where we go from here. So, that concludes our recap of UFC 264. As always, if you guys enjoyed the video, please be sure to let me know by leaving a like and subscribing to our channel. Apart from that, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.